What is going on, fellow Wastelanders? Welcome back to the channel. Shock Radio here on a brand new CROSSOUT mobile account. Check out this beautiful build that I put together using 3 of these bees. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the names of everything. It's a pilgrim cabin on CROSSOUT mobile with 3 of these bees you unlocked. I'm still actually working my way through the tutorial, but why we are actually here on CROSSOUT mobile today is because they have some pretty big news, and I want to compare all of this CROSSOUT mobile stuff to CROSSOUT on PC and PlayStation and Xbox. And what I found is that some things hit mobile before they actually hit PC and Xbox, and vice versa. So like the claw wheels that have been on console and mobile, or console and PC for a long time, have just recently came to mobile. And apparently the mech legs that have just came to console and PC have been on mobile for probably a year or longer. I don't know exactly when, but anyway, getting into today's CROSSOUT mobile news that we're going to talk about, in particularly the Return of the Ravens event has came, and with it the Kenzie cabin, which in this news release is one of the deadliest in the wasteland. It has an inbuilt invisibility module that activates when driving at high speed, similar to maybe something like the Beholder cabin on PC, PlayStation, that has a built-in invisibility module with a different type of perk. While invisible with this new cabin, the armored car gets bonuses to damage for all weapons. You can also install 2 passive modules on the Kenzie, which is kind of insane. That's, I think, a brand new perk to CROSSOUT mobile, which if that ever comes to the CROSSOUT main game, you can install 2 passive modules on the Kenzie. That is nuts. So while invisible, the armored car gets bonuses to damage for all weapons. So we're going to look more at this Kenzie perk. We're going to compare the Kenzie cabin on CROSSOUT mobile with the Kenzie cabin on PC and PlayStation. And they're also getting a Relic Averter, a passive module, which we have the Averter, but it's a purple module, passive module in the continuation of the Amamori module branch. It has better defensive parameters and inbuilt prevention of disabling cabin perks. So let's look at these items further on mobile, and then we're going to compare them with the PlayStation counterparts to see maybe we might get something like this on PlayStation or PC in the future. Alright guys, so here we are checking out the new Kenzie medium cabin on CROSSOUT mobile, and we also have it pulled up on PlayStation right here, so we can actually compare the differences, their perks, and what they both do. So the Kenzie cabin on mobile, moving at a speed above 75 kilometers per hour, charges up the cabin. Above 50% charge level, the armored vehicle becomes invisible. Deploying a turret or a drone, receiving or dealing damage, cancels the invisibility effect. Invisibility cooldown 10 seconds. For every 0.5 seconds while invisible, the cabin gets a bonus to outgoing damage. Maximum damage bonus is plus 20% at 10 boost bonuses. So one thing with this cabin that I don't really understand while reading the perk is how long the weapons keep their damage bonus. Is it 10 seconds after as the invisibility cooldown? The same with the invisibility cooldown? I'm not really sure about that. But it provides a 20% bonus to damage. Now this is quite similar to like the Ghost cabin on CROSSOUT on PlayStation. And so here's actually the Ghost cabin, which has a similar perk. Weapon damage increases by 7% per second while the car is in stealth. Maximum bonus damage is accumulated after 4 seconds. The bonus damage is reset 6 seconds after dealing damage. So the perks actually technically a little bit more damage buff with the Ghost cabin. But the Kenzie on mobile is going to give you that invisibility module built in. So it's almost like a Ghost cabin meets a Beholder cabin. The Beholder cabin has a built-in invisibility module that you can just activate basically on and off with a cooldown. If you have an invisibility module installed on your vehicle, it gives you longer cloak with some bonus to cloak. Like if you get shot, you won't get taken out of cloak immediately type of perk there. So it's kind of like a Ghost cabin meets a Beholder cabin, which is pretty interesting. And I'm wondering if we could get a Relic cabin like this on console and PC that has that invisibility module built in with the damage? Could this be like a Ghost Beholder mix that could come to console or PC? That would be very interesting indeed. So here's the Kenzie cabin, which is just a purple cabin on PlayStation, PC. This cabin gives you a special perk when activated. Increase the maximum speed and power of the armored car by 25% and 200% respectively for 6 seconds. The cooldown is 12 seconds. So it's more of just a high speed power cabin, you know, on PlayStation and PC. So definitely the Kenzie mobile cabin sounds way cooler than this cabin. But yeah, let's move on to the averter module, which is new on CROSSOUT Mobile. Now here is the new Relic averter module on CROSSOUT Mobile. Now I'm new to CROSSOUT Mobile, so some of the perk in here, I don't fully understand it. To be quite honest with you, what exactly it does, I can kind of think about what it's going to do. So let me know in the comments below what this will be useful for. It's got a very special perk. So it protects against the effects of blocking active modules and active cabin perks. So first of all, that one is a very, very unique perk. Protects against the effects of blocking active modules and active cabin perks. So what exactly does that do? I couldn't even think of something like the daze module. Now, one thing I was thinking was maybe it protects against cryogenic damage, because on main PC PlayStation, cryogenic weapons will disable your Amamori or your defensive modifiers of your build. But then mobile does not have cryogenic weapon damage, so like I don't know what the protection against the effect of blocking active modules and active cabin perks means. So the cooldown is 16 seconds. It absorbs 90% units of damage taken by the mounted parts up to 2,000 points. If the threshold is exceeded, the module shuts down until its capacity is fully restored, with excess damage damaging the averter itself. The capacity starts to restore if the module doesn't absorb damage for 3 seconds. So kind of insane. It's basically an upgraded version of the Amamori, which is also on mobile, so we can look at what that is real quick and how it's better. Absorbs 80% of damage received by the mounted parts up to 1,200 points. If this threshold is exceeded, the module is disabled until the capacity is fully restored. Now we also have the Amamori that was recently nerfed on PlayStation and PC, so I'm wondering if we might get a new type of Relic defensive passive module along with that Relic cabin, the Kenzie cabin, which also gives you the perk of adding 2 passive modules. Could be kind of insane because we just got the new Jackie passive module, which we can install a Jackie and say an averter, or a Jackie and an Amamori. Alright, so here's the averter and the Amamori on PlayStation and PC with completely different perks. Here is the averter perk here. Increases the damage resistance for parts attached to power nodes up to 30%. So it's the averter with a really interesting perk. So I just wonder if they're going to make a new defensive module or passive module for PlayStation that's going to be a Relic, like the Relic averter on mobile, but a different version. And I wonder if you guys will get a type of defensive module that has similar perk as the averter. I don't know. Everything's way different, so I'm very interested to progress my CROSSOUT mobile account to see what it's like and how we can compare further the differences. And this is the Amamori, which is a legendary, the same as on mobile. Has a similar perk. Automatically absorbs half of the damage dealt to parts that are attached to the power nodes up to 300 points, so much less efficient on PlayStation and PC, Xbox compared to mobile, as the mobile version absorbs 90% of the damage, or what was it, 80% of the damage for the Amamori. Yeah, 80% of the damage for the Amamori versus 50% damage dealt on PC. So very, very interesting. And there's the Jackie I was telling you about, the Jackie on PlayStation, which we just got. Improves the parameters of parts attached to the power nodes, so increase your damage, your speed, and your power by attached power nodes, which is really cool. So ultimately, I'm just wondering if we're going to get new Relic cabin with similar perks as the Kenzie on mobile, or if we're going to get a new passive module, defensive module that could have a similar perk as the Averter on mobile. And what about that Relic cabin, the Kenzie cabin, that allows you to install 2 passive modules? That's an insane perk. I really wonder if we're gonna get that perk. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all this craziness. Thank you so much for watching my first video covering some CrossOut mobile news. Let me know if you guys want more CrossOut mobile news, perhaps covering the full CrossOut mobile news articles, similar the way I do the CrossOut news on the channel. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Special thanks to all our YouTube channel members for supporting this channel by hitting that join button and becoming monthly supporters for exclusive videos, early access videos, and the best feature of all, some kick-ass emotes that you can use during our live stream. So thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video or in the wasteland.